What's happening, Wisdom Warriors of Light? Back at it for another video. How y'all doing, man? How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Hope you're getting out in nature. Hope you're enjoying the sunshine as much as I am. I'm trying to soak in as much warm weather as I can possibly soak in. I haven't been getting out there as much as I would like to, but I'm definitely going to make a concerted effort to do that more and more before I start taking these classes I'm going to be doing and undergoing. So stay tuned, man. I got so much going on, so much, going to be happening going forward. I'm feeling called to, well, I've already officially signed up for light language. So I'm going to be taking that. I was guided to it. And then next on the agenda, I'm going to be doing Kundalini Yoga teacher training to kind of encompass the breath work I've been working on for so long and the yoga I've been doing, because I have been doing Kundalini Yoga for quite some time now. So I'm guided to do that, and I found a place that I'm feeling really good with in North Florida. And I haven't officially made the decision yet, but I have a little bit of time. It doesn't start till October, but it is a year commitment, so we'll see what happens. I really don't feel like I need that, but um, again, it's gonna be. I'm gonna learn a lot, and more than I probably already know. Hey, why not? So if I have the opportunity, then I'm gonna take it. And it's just very, very difficult for me to commit to a year. Thankfully, it's online. I'm not doing the in-person one because I didn't want to commit to a whole year in person when I don't know where I'm going to be. But yeah, that's the tough part. So I'm kind of wrestling with that a little bit. So we'll have to see what happens. I don't want to get too far into that in this video. That was not my intention, but I just wanted to see how you all are doing, give you a little bit of an update for where I'm going with things. I'm still in my training for Akashic Records, and I need to get back into that. I want to do as much as I can before I start this next class. This is all things that I'm learning so that I can take what I learn, turn it into a form of my own, and then bring it to you all, and in other ways bring it to the world. And so all these things are going to just assist me to assist you all and everyone that I'm going to be assisting going forward. So yeah, it's all a part of my plan and my journey, and I'm just following my higher self. I'm following in alignment with my higher self and what I need to do, and I didn't feel any resistance at all when I signed up for that light language class. I didn't feel any resistance when I signed up for that Starseed class, which next week is the last class. There's only one a week, and it was only 3 classes, and I definitely am grateful and thankful I did take it and what I've learned. And as time goes on, I'm gonna bring it to you all in my own way, in my own form. And so yeah, I'm just following what feels good and what is right for me, and um, you know, uh, that's all we all can do, and that's kind of what I'm gonna lead with this video, with feeling and what feels good, and how and how you can tell if it's right for you. And but let me, before we get into that, and that wasn't really what I wanted to bring, but you know what? It's like I got to go with what's coming through me and what somebody needs to hear out there, because this is something very vital and important as we go forward. How we can tell what is right for us and what isn't. And so I wanted to, before we do that, I did do a post earlier today on a collective oracle card draw that our angels and guides and brought through. And I posted it in the community posts. So if you haven't already seen it, check it out. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. You should be able to then see the community posts if you can't already see them. But if you haven't already subscribe, man, and hit that notification bell so you can get notified when I drop these new videos and shorts and posts and just what's going on in the Wisdom Warriors of Light community. Hit that notification bell, subscribe, like, comment, do it all. Watch all the videos. There's over 400 something videos of content that you can just grow and evolve from and help you in your life, in your everyday life. So I urge you to do that. Here's the cards that came through, which I feel are very prevalent for the collective, including myself, because I'm not excluded from any of this, I'm included just like you all and everybody else. We're all one. We're all connected, man. So the cards that come through, whether they're jumping out of the deck for me individually or as a collective, they resonate with everyone because we're all united and we're all one. So regardless, it's going to resonate with you or me, or I'm sure when I show these cards, you're going to feel it. And how in your life you can, what in your life you need to cut the cords, the energetic cords of, whether it be family, friends, relationships, romantic partners, a property, a place you're living, things that you have. Realize this, that everything, here's the misconception that people don't understand and don't think. They think that, okay, you know what? This didn't work out with this person, and I'm just gonna ghost them. And I was talking with them for a few months, and I'm just gonna ghost them. Or we never even went on a date, but I was communicating with them through text and phone calls and video chat, but we never met in person, or we did meet in person and it didn't work out, and I just jumped on to the next individual, or this friend and me had a rough go, and we fought, and before you knew it, I ghosted them and left, or they ghosted me. Just remember that no matter what, whether you are on the phone, you are video chatting, you are texting, you are calling, whether you just dip and cut them out, remember that you're creating, regardless, there's an energetic cord attaching to you and them. Period. End of story. And that goes with every individual you've had an emotional connection with. And even just somebody that you maybe have a brief conversation with at a gas station, or at the supermarket, you're still connecting with an energetic cord. It may not be as much of a hold as if you had a deep connection, deep emotional connection that went on for a very long time. The cords become deeper connected to both of you. So when you think that, oh yeah, well, I had a 5-year relationship with this person, and it ended in turmoil, and it blew up in our faces, and we just walked away from each other, that cord is still attached. Okay? And so you could have, by the time you're 20 something years old, 30 something years old, you could have thousands and thousands of cords to places you lived, properties you owned, properties you rented from, pets, friends, family, romantic partners, you name it. There's a cord attached to you and them energetically. Okay? So if you could physically see that, you would be like blown away how many cords are attached to so many people. Like, maybe even like you may have had somebody that you were with, and you live in maybe let's say New York, and they live in Italy. You have a cord going from New York to Italy to them from you. That's invisible, that you can't see. Okay? And it's affecting you energetically. The more cords you have, the more energetically you're being weighed down by all of this. So we're getting constantly, and I tell you constantly because I I do a reading with somebody and she does a reading with me, and we do it daily, and we send each other screenshots of the cards that our angels and guides are pulling for each other. And we've been getting a lot cutting the cords, a lot. Not only have I been getting it for her, but for me, for myself, when I do readings for myself and the collective. So this is a big one, y'all. And I urge you to look into it. They have people out there that will do it for you. There's cord cutting rituals. There's videos on YouTube that you can do meditations and visualize the people that you want to cut the cords from. There's many things out there. Just do a Google search, and you'll see, you'll find many different things you can do to cut cords. And if you've never done it before, you may want to have somebody do it for you. If it's a relation, it could be like a 30, 40, 50-year relationship that you had, and there's a lot of emotional attachment and connection. You may want to have somebody, you want to be assisted with that from someone. But that's up to you. You can do as you wish. You're an adult. You can make the decisions. I'm just recommending to you ideas and things you can, so that you can open your mind and not be so gray or black and white. Have an open mind, and do the research. Do your research. Look it up, cutting cords, and you'll get tons and tons of YouTube videos on how to do it, meditations, all kinds of stuff. So I urge you to, if you got this message, there's a reason you got this message, and it goes for me too. It's not only you, because these videos and me speaking about this stuff is for myself too, and it's something that I have to do, and there's things that I haven't done that with relationships in my life, and it's very hard to do it for every single connection you have, or friendship, or whatever. We cross paths with so many people in our lives, and so you just got to do it little by little when you get the messages. And this is a message for you if you're watching this video. So if you don't know or you haven't done it, check it out, do your research. Cutting cords, we all need to do this right now. This is vital as we go forward in 2023. So don't disregard this message. You saw this message for a reason. Like I said, cutting cords. Hope I explained it in a good way. Like I said, a lot of people, they don't even realize they jump from relationship to relationship without cutting the cords from the previous one. It's like, I got this example they gave me earlier today when I was walking in nature. I got like a visual, and it's funny that this card came up now, because this was this morning when I was walking, like around 8:30 in the morning Eastern time. And now I'm just getting this card at like a little after 4. And it's so interesting because they showed me a visual of me, like almost like I'm pulling, the cord is attached. They showed me like a visual of the cord like attached to my back. And I'm like, almost like those husky dogs in the snow where they're pulling the sled. Almost like I'm pulling all these different people that I've come in contact with or had connections with. Like I said, it doesn't have to be romantic. So when I say connections, it doesn't mean romantic only. So it was like they were showing me a visual of almost like me pulling all these people or things or places I've lived, things, material things, like even a material thing, like this remote. You have an energetic cord attached to it. Like every single thing, like even these cards, this deck of cards, there is an energetic cord attached to it. And just because, let's say maybe the cord gets destroyed or I give it away, it doesn't mean that cord just disappears. It's still attached to you. Everything is energy. So, it's really vital that you assess your life and your past life and your lives in general, and where you are right now, and what is still coming up for you, because that's a good sign that there's still a cord attached. If you're if you haven't seen somebody in a very long time, or been somewhere or been up to a place, and I've been getting signs of a state that I used to live in, and I've been thinking that it has to do with an individual that I had a relationship with, and it could be. I'm still kind of like digging my way out of the muck and getting more and more clarity, but there's also which I never physically set the intention or even intentionally cut a cord from when I moved, and so right now we're in retrograde. We're in Venus retrograde, and I think it's Venus in retrograde, but we're in retrograde period regardless of which one it is. I'm not really sure, so I don't want to give you misinformation. I think it is. I'm almost positive, but I don't want to say it for certain. So, but regardless, it's retrograde till September, and so a lot of the past is coming up. That means things that you have cords attached to, people, places, things, whatever the case, you have cords attached. So these things are coming up in our awareness, and old relationships, old things that we used to do, whatever, it's coming up, and don't disregard it as, oh yeah, I was just thinking of that. No, there's a reason it's coming up. Most likely you've got a cord attached to it, and it's showing you. It's showing you, and then you come here and you come on this video and we get cutting the cords. There's your sign right there from the universe. You want a sign, there's your sign. Oh, whoops, that was not the card. Excuse me, I was on to the next one, but there's the cutting the cords card. So, yeah, my mistake. The next card, we have self-acceptance, which is huge right now. There we go, that's better. Self-acceptance. So I feel like we're all going through that right now on a mass scale, to accept ourselves in any way, in every way. So this is a big one, another big one for the collective that we got. And we've been getting some really beautiful cards. Like, if you really think about it, the way we're moving forward, it's such a beautiful time, and such beautiful things are unraveling and unfolding for us all. Another beautiful one, which is something that we're all going through, is spiritual growth. A lot of people are waking up massively and having huge awakenings, and it's creating a lot of spiritual growth. People are starting to realize, men and women, they're balancing, like I've been working on balancing my masculine and feminine. A lot of the masculines, a lot of the men and women are working on that, and our divine connections, romantically or not, are coming in and to balance that, so that one is maybe more balanced in the masculine and the other one is more balanced in the feminine, and we're coming together to bring that balance. But then at the same time, when you're apart, we're working on having the balance within ourselves, so that when we come together or we're apart, we're in balance. And that's how humanity is going forward. So yeah, we're all going down these spiritual paths, spiritual journeys, soul searching, all of it. Spiritual growth. This is huge right now as we go forward. Really, really huge. So if you haven't already cultivated a spiritual practice, I urge you to do it. Start doing it. Like I said, meditation, yoga, breath work, and a whole host of other things like Reiki, all kinds of things out there. Sound healing. I mean, and this one can't be more perfect than it is. Let me just say, composure. What a beautiful card, man. Look at the composure he has. No matter what, he's at peace, and within himself and externally. And that's where we're headed as we balance the masculine and feminine within ourselves and outside of ourselves. If we're in a partnership, we're balancing it together and apart, meaning with each other together and in ourselves. So composure is where I feel like deep down that we're headed. And composure, sovereignty, peace, you know, calmness amongst the chaos. You know, it's interesting because, you know, this wasn't my. I just was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna pull a couple cards. I'm gonna see what what our angels and guides have for us right now. Even though I did this morning, but I felt called to do it again, and you know, bring forth this message for someone as they go into the weekend, so they can, you know, evaluate their own situation and you know. But I don't even remember what the topic was. I feel like this was good for today. I don't even know what the topic was that I started with, that I had mentioned that I was going to go into after I talk about the oracle cards. But this is a huge message in itself, and I feel like I've gotten what I needed to get to bring to you all. Exactly what needed to come through came through, regardless whether I had an agenda or not, you know, because uh, it usually gets derailed anyway, and I digress, and you know, and it is what it is. But you know, I really hope that this message finds you, whoever needed it, and you know, it's a beautiful message from our angels and guides, and you know, pay close attention and see how it feels with you. Oh yeah. Let me just touch on this a little bit, all right? So I was talking about in the beginning of the video that I've been feeling called. I got led to this woman that teaches light language, and I've been watching her videos for a little while, but it's like slow and behold, the class starts in September, and I was like, really, there was no resistance. I signed up today and there was no resistance. Yes, it conflicts with the Kundalini teacher training that I'm planning on doing with this one school that I was led to. I'm just debating on whether or not I want to commit to a whole year. Mind you, it's not where I have to show up in person, but I am very much still having to decide whether or not I want to commit to that. I think it's like, I have to look, but I think it's like, maybe it's only one weekend a month, maybe. I have to look, but it's, yeah, it could be actually, now that I think about it. I have to look at the dates again. But still, it's, actually I was thinking it was like every weekend for the whole month, for a whole year, but I don't think it is. So that'll be better, you know, that's much better. But anyways, it's something that I have to look at. I have to evaluate. I have to see what's right for me, just like the light language was. And I signed up, and there was no resistance whatsoever. And it was funny because I called the school in Florida, and I was talking to her, and I told her I'm signing up for a light language course, and she knew exactly what it was, and she goes, "Ooh, that sounds amazing." So it's so cool to just see so many people opening their minds up and being open-minded, and to all these beautiful healing modalities and these ways of bringing ourselves back to how we used to be versus how we've been living. And it's just so amazing, man, how many people are waking up and opening their minds and being receptive. And I'm so grateful to be alive at this time. It is such a pivotal time in humanity's history. This evolutionary shift in consciousness is so freaking amazing. This great awakening that cannot be stopped. Too many people are waking up every single day so rapidly, and it's so beautiful, man. It's so beautiful. So I thank all of you, each and every one of you, man, for walking this journey alongside me, for walking this journey with me, for choosing to come here at this time, in this most difficult time in humanity, the history of humanity. You are so brave and so courageous, man. So thank you. I just want to tell you, thank you, man. You know, and like I said, if you're watching this video, man, you are a starseed. You are here to do big things, and just know that. Maybe you haven't figured it out yet, but start watching some of my videos on here, and you will realize what you came here to do. You came here to wake humanity up. You came here to crack their hearts open. You came here to remind them who they are, and remind yourself who you are. This godlike, God spark, beautiful, beautiful, amazing soul who came here courageously at this time. So I love you all, man. Thank you again for just being here, man, and serving your mission like I'm serving mine, and we're serving our missions together. I love you all, man. Thank you again from my heart to yours. Take care of yourselves and each other. I will see you in the next one. Thank you again. I love you all. Take care. And let's go, Wisdom Warriors of Light. We got this.